I'm Ursula Goadhouse, and I am an MSW and a trauma-informed hypnotherapist and a transformational breath facilitator. And one of the things that I love doing is past life regression for clients, either individually and in groups. So I'm popping on here to give a little bit of information about why somebody might want to do a past life regression. Uh, I would say the main reason is to receive some insight, personal growth, and a new perspective on how you travel through this life with gaining some information through the experience of the past life regression protocol. So I get a lot of questions about what a past life regression might actually do for you. What I find that happens in hypnotherapy and also actually in the breath work, but hypnotherapy for past life regression is that oftentimes you'll see threads or understandings about some unconscious patterns in your life. And you might notice, I know that I have, reoccurring themes and beliefs and behaviors that influence this present life. A lot of times it's very gentle and soft remembrances. Sometimes it's kind of big, and if you think about it sort of like music, it could be a soft lyrical song experience, or it could be, very vibrant and big. And all experiences are useful and meaningful because they provide or offer an insight to emotional clarity and sometimes release of some holding or some thought that just no longer serves you. If there are persistent emotions or patterns in this life, sometimes it really helps to have a past life experience, or in my case, and many of the people that I work with multiple times, it can be a one and done experience, but it also can be a pathway to having greater understanding for yourself. So I usually recommend doing at least three of them. But everybody's different and gets to choose what the pathway forward for them is. But you can often have more acceptance and more compassion for yourself in this life, greater empathy for yourself and sometimes others through the experience because you are receiving a new perspective, potentially. About a problem solving or a recurring issue, just getting a fresh angle about challenges, habits, sometimes life direction as well. And a lot of times there is a sense of aligning to what's true in this life for you, or sometimes a little bit of or a big aha moment that just clarifies what's happening in this life for you. And it's meant to be complementary to what other kinds of therapy or experiences to broaden your consciousness and your health and your well-being. It's meant to be a tool to go alongside all of those. So here's a couple of questions that people tend to ask, and maybe this will be interesting for you. So what is a past life regression? Well, when we are doing it together, it's usually about a 2-hour experience where we start with some clarity and grounding through meditation, some breathing, and then I'll lead you into what we call the hypnotic state, which is a theta brainwave, in my case, theta brainwave state, where you're just very, very relaxed and open. And then I will guide you through a visualization of going deeper and deeper into a relaxed state, and then offering you kind of like little pit stops and things to look into and observe in your experience. I am guiding you through the experience, but you yourself are the one who has the experience. And it's different for everybody, and it's different every time that you do it. It's fascinating. I love experiencing and guiding past life regressions. So one of the questions that gets asked a lot is, what if I don't even believe in past lives? And that is absolutely fine. It's absolutely perfect in some ways because the experience can be metaphorical and symbolic, and the interpretation is within you. It's within your heart and within your subconscious and your conscious mind. Your understanding of life, whether you believe in past lives or not, your understanding of life and what's important to you will be shining through the experience. So it'll come through your belief systems. And I will guide you in an open ended, which means I'm not guiding you to have a specific kind of experience. I'm just supporting the entire process. Um, let's see. So another question is, what are some of the benefits of past life regression? Well, definitely increased self awareness. Sometimes there's an emotional release or an insight into current life patterns. Sometimes there is information about relationship dynamics. And oftentimes there's a sense of support for the place in which you are in this life, sometimes renewed motivation and direction for which way you want to go. um, it could be an opening and releasing of emotions. It can be a widening of your consciousness and your awareness, and it can give you insight and um, I guess support is the best word that I can think of. Support for being the best you in this life, which from my point of view, that really is the whole point of having a past life regression. This life is the life that is important. And whether you experience feelings or colors or emotional states, or whether you see complete visual experiences that appear like history and more like a movie. It can be any of those things. But and in the end, you can receive insight that is meaningful in this life. So do people actually go to other places and lives that they've experienced? The answer for me is maybe. I know that from my own experiences, each past life regression that I've experienced personally has been entirely different from the other ones. And uh, each one of them has given me um, nuggets that are golden to me that I think of actually on a pretty regular basis. They are like anchors and clarify who I am, and they um, in this life, and they give me solace and support for really appreciating who I am and my pathway. And curiously and interestingly enough, I have received information and visualization experiences in past life regressions that I have gone back later and looked up and found that they do land with historical information that I did not have information about prior. And I find that fascinating, but I don't hold too tightly to it. I'm just sharing that with you because it is my experience, but I don't think that that is the most important thing. It's just fascinating. The most important thing to me is the having insight and awareness and support for this life. So some people ask me, what if I'm going to go back and be traumatized? I do think that that is possible, but I have never experienced that for myself or in any of the past life regressions that I have supported and guided. And here's the reason that I think that happens. One is that we start in a really grounded, balanced place, and we draw in your subconscious, that inner part of you that knows and remembers, and we connect with your higher self. That's the part of you, from my point of view, that exists without the ego, without the body. That's the part of you that is always well, healthy, and safe. And then we also connect with whatever the higher um, source is for you, whether that is the divine, whether that's God, whether that's the universe. And with those three things aligned, and this is true for all the work that I do, I feel that it takes us just where you need to go to receive just what you're ready to receive. And you may see or experience something that was traumatic in that past life experience, but you don't relive it. It's an observation. And it can be very freeing, actually, to experience it. And then we move on. We move on into a very positive state where we take the wisdom and the meaning into our cellular structure. And we also do grounding at the end of the process, and you have integration time to let the golden nuggets and the wisdom and the information land in your mind, in your heart, in your body, in your nervous system, so that it has meaning for you. Let's see. Oh, I guess one other question that sometimes people ask me, because I do online, in person work, um, and can past life regression be done online? Absolutely, of course it can. It's amazing, and honestly, people are so surprised. How much connection there is. Once we're connecting, it doesn't matter where you are in space and time. That's my experience and the experience of everyone that I've worked with so far. Um, so if you have a question that I didn't answer and you're curious about past life regression, feel free to contact me through the website lovehealcreatehypnosis.com. That's me. Ursula Goadhouse. It's good to be with you. And I hope that I answered a few questions that were meaningful to you. And if it's right for you, I hope that you have a really wonderful past life regression experience, whether it's with me or somebody else. I'm wishing you all the best. Wishing you all the best. Bye for now.